Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Casks-n-Que Whiskey and Barbecue Meat. I'm your host, Justin Lloyd, and today it's episode 6 of our Tailgate series. And we're gonna make some pork belly burnt end tacos. Be sure and stick around. So today we're gonna be using the UDS. Let's get it fired up. Keeping it real simple today, just rolling with lump charcoal. Once that starts to catch, we're gonna put the lid on and open a intake, and we'll be ready to go. One slab of pork belly. Okay, this is a pretty large pork belly. This one's about 8 pounds. We only need a section of this for these burnt ends. This is a lot of meat. I promise you this will be plenty. So let's go about right here for our burnt ends. All right, so we wanna make these pork belly burnt ends about 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. These may look like they're pretty chunky, and they are, but there's a lot of fat in these, and that will all render out, and these will be about half the size that they are right now, maybe even a little smaller once they're completely rendered. Okay, now that these are nice and cubed up into, pretty much bite-sized pieces, like I said, it'll render down about probably half that size. So our next step is to get these guys seasoned up. We're just gonna roll with our old trusty Casks-n-Que proprietary blend of salt, pepper, onion, garlic. I'm gonna go ahead and move these guys close together so that we don't waste too much rub here. And honestly, I'm not too worried about hitting every side because sometimes these can be over barky. Having those sides unseasoned kind of gives a good contrast. Now you can go ahead and hit all sides if you want to, but I prefer to not over season on these things. Plus we're gonna be building tacos, so there's gonna be a lot of other flavor. I just don't see the need for it. All right, let's season that bottom side. Just press that seasoning in. And use whatever you want. If you want more of a barbecue flavor, a savory flavor, sweet flavor, whatever you want, just make it your own. To make life easier, we're gonna use one of these. This makes things a lot easier for transportation. Just put all your pork belly burnt ends on here, put them on the smoker and take them off instead of putting them one piece at a time onto the grill. It saves a lot of time, and plus those UDS smokers tend to heat up really quickly when the lid is off, so this is gonna make all that much easier. Hit it with a little cooking spray so that the pork belly bites don't stick. Okay, so our UDS is up to temp. We're actually a little over what I want to be right now, but I'm kind of in a hurry. The reason that thing is running a little bit high is because I had the dampers fully open and didn't notice it. So I ended up closing those dampers down some, so we should be rocking at about 225 when it's all said and done. All right, here we go. We're gonna let those guys take a smoke bath and we'll be back. All right, so we've had those burnt ends on the smoker for about 3 hours at this point. Let's go take a look. Oh, and if you notice, it got kind of warm outside, so I had to ditch the Broncos hoodie. And we do happen to have new Casks-n-Que shirts available. Hey, if you want to support the channel, you can get one of these shirts in the link below in the description box. I may put a link in the comment section as well. Okay, let's see what we got. Got some good bark forming, good color. I think it's time to sauce these guys and get them back on the smoker. Okay, so that's what we're looking like. We got a good crust. We're about 200 degrees on most of these. Like this bigger one back here, it's temping a little bit lower. It's around 180, 182, 183. So the next thing we want to do is get all these guys into an aluminum pan, sauce them up, and toss them around, make sure that sauce gets all over them, and put them back on the old UDS. All right, so aluminum pan about that big, 4 tablespoons of butter. Let's dump these right in this pan. Go ahead and just add that whole stick of butter. Next thing you want to do is add your favorite barbecue sauce. Today I'm rolling with some Fire Dancer barbecue sauce out of Benton, Arkansas. Kind of drizzle it all over the place. But again, we're not trying to make a big pool of barbecue sauce here. But we do want to make sure that these burnt ends have some flavor added from the sauce. That ought to do it. Let's give it a shake. Okay, we got pretty good coverage there. That butter's gonna melt down and help out with the richness. Okay, so the next thing we wanna do is add some brown sugar. As much as you like or as little as you like, doesn't really matter. I'm kinda partial to sweet and spicy barbecue. Let's go ahead and cover with aluminum foil. We don't really want any more color added or any more smoke flavor added. Make sure we get a good seal around the perimeter of the pan. Let's put it back on the smoker. All right, guys, our burnt ends are ready. So while we let those cool down, 1 red onion, cilantro. For those of you that aren't fans of cilantro, you can use something else. Anything green, or if you just want lettuce, that's fine. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh man, smoky, juicy, tender, succulent pork belly burnt ends. Look at that. This one's calling my name right here. Oh man, see how tender it is. I would say that's tender. Oh, here we go. That's awesome. Okay, so unfortunately, I have to share these. So let's build some tacos. Keeping it simple, just rolling with some old El Paso flour tortillas today. All right, couple of tortillas that I just microwave for about 10 seconds. So, stars of the show. Oh, look at that juice just dripping off there. 1, 2, 3. I don't know why I'm counting. Next up, we're gonna hit it with some verde sauce. Now, you could use a like a Mexican crema sauce if you wanted to at this point. You do what you wanna do. Some of that red onion. Then I'm gonna hit it with some cilantro. And like I said, if you don't like cilantro, then don't use it. You can always use something else. And this may seem like some effort for this tailgate food, but it's really not. It's really not. Minimal ingredients. All right, let's go in for a bite. Make sure we get a little bit of everything in this guy. I'll be right back. All right, guys, you gotta try this. It's simple, takes a lot of time, but that's okay. When you're tailgating, all you got is time. You get the crunchiness from the onion, that bite from the cilantro, the richness in the barbecue sauce and the butter. The verde sauce just really kicks it up a notch. And the burnt ends are phenomenal. They're rich, barbecue flavor, just the right amount of sweet and heat. It's a winner. Hey, if you like what we're doing over here at Casks-n-Que, go ahead and like, subscribe, and smash that bell. I'm even gonna drop a link in the description box for our new shirts. Hey, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time.